What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and tonight I'm hosting the Team 100 Tech Talk episode 60. Along with me, I got the good fellas of Team 100. So y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves, fellas.
What's good, everybody? My name is Rob. You can find me over on my YouTube channel at RP3 Tech Reviews. You can also follow me on Instagram at RP3 underscore Tech Reviews. And I'm also on Twitter at RP Roman numeral 3 Tech. And welcome everybody to another episode of Team 100.
Go ahead, Eric. Go for it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Eric Kelly, aka the Tech Gentleman. You can find me on my Instagram at the Tech Gentleman. You can find me on Twitter at _Tech, and you can also find me on YouTube at the Tech Gentleman, making videos about all kind of tech, man.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hey,
me and the
wait, you're not gonna let me introduce myself?
I'm my fault,
Hey,
bro.
okay, no, what's up, everyone? This is Joseph from Forbes Tech Reviews. You can find me on Twitter at Forbes Reviews, YouTube at Forbes Tech Reviews. I got the iPhone 10R in the building. Go ahead, BG.
Nobody even ask you all that for.
Right.
So we're gonna start it off because it's today is the official, it's the 10R day, ain't it?
Yes,
The
sir.
day that it was in stores. So definitely gotta touch on that and get your feelings on that one, folks. Now,
What's up to our early arrivals, though, man? Say what's up to we got 6 Luis.
we got okay. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Six Louise. Shout out to KB. Shout out to Guy Davis. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all coming through and supporting Team 100. But yeah, with it being 10R day, Forbes. What's going on? We got Mark in the building also. What do you is the 10R the hottest iPhone out right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You should have seen the lines at the iPhone store, man. They were breaking records. Wait. Just focus the camera on me. Look how beautiful that is, dude. You can't tell me that phone is not sexy. Bam.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like that. That phone looks great, man. But yeah, I think I don't know. The lines at the stores were a little weak, should I say. There wasn't that many lines at the stores, but you know, maybe I think everybody's holding off to Christmas time, like you said, stocking stuffer. Kids are gonna wake up with new iPhone 10Rs in their little stockings and stuff.
I mean, people probably just pre-ordered and get them delivered.
Right. Because it ain't no hold up. But I mean, it is, it's nothing like going to that store and buying the phone sometimes. I like, going out and, going to the store and picking up a device or whatever in the case or whatever. But it's pretty, as much as buzz as it seemed like it seemed like it's getting a lot of buzz to me, honestly, even though, the XS and the XS Max just came out. The actually, it's like a niche device,
The
it's like that kid, yeah. The XS, yeah, that's like right.
I don't know, man. Everybody I've seen who's put hands on the 10R, they always say immediately they didn't expect it to be as nice of a phone. Like the way Apple kind of talked about it, there was a clear difference between the materials and the design and the build between the XS and the XR. But when you get it in your hand, technically it's made like every other flagship phone. Like for Apple, their top of the line has a stainless steel and all that. Their regular phone, the XR, has the same trim as everybody else, which is the aluminum, which is same thing everybody else using. So to Apple, that's cheap, but to everybody else, that's regular. That's par for the course. So
run of the mill.
What's up, Gadget Beard? You know what? If they would have came in with that phone like at $699, that phone would have been, I think, a hotter seller than what it is.
Definitely.
Because if the OnePlus can come in with flagship internals and come in at a cheap price point, then they could have done it, especially with a lesser screen. They could have done it too, but that Apple tax, it's always an Apple tax involved with their stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, so technically, this is the cheapest. Like the way I look at it, this is the cheapest way you've ever been able to get the iPhone 10 style iPhone.
Right. I mean, I agree. It is the cheapest, but I mean,
I don't think that Apple people are looking at it like, man, it's $750. That's a lot to them. They've always had to pay $1,000 to get the iPhone X look. Now they can get it for $750. So I think all of them see this as a great deal to get a phone that looks the same.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you never owned an Apple product before and you walk, I mean, you can't assume nobody's ever walked into never walked into an Apple store. So at the same time, though, that price is still steep. I think Everything Apple Pro had a video saying that it would have hit the sweet spot, $699 for the 64 gig and $750 for the next gigage, whatever that is. Is it 128 or 256? I think it's 128.
Yeah, 128.
Yeah, 128.
Yeah.
Hey guys, there was no line at the Apple store. I got this from UPS at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went drive there. KB said that the iPhone 10X Max is a GOAT. She also said it's definitely going to sell around tax season. Profits going to soar through the roof. I agree with her.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because Jonathan Morris, he made a video about the XR when he first got it, and in his video, he spent like the first like 2 or 3 minutes talking about how that phone should have been, the XR base should have been $699, and it should have been $750 for 128.
That's the video,
and that would have made all the difference. But I don't know what are you comparing it to? Because if you're the type of person to buy a day one iPhone, if you're a regular person, you getting one phone per year. If that's the phone you're gonna get, I don't think $50 would have made the difference.
Right.
Like I don't think that would have been a big deal. I think for us, we're always looking across the fence at both sides. But if you're an Apple person, this is the best deal going. I get the iPhone X look, I get these cool colors, and it's not $1,000.
But I think they know they got those people sold up. I think it's the people who let's say their last phone has been an Android phone, all right, and they may be used to to have been spending mid-level prices, and then here it is, an iPhone just in reach of that price point they may have been used to, but it's it's like a little bit, maybe a little bit more longer save for them. They got to save a little bit longer. Whereas if it was maybe that $50 cheaper, it would have been a go like day one. You know what I'm saying? Not to say they won't buy, but I'm just saying if you're trying to tempt somebody in there, then the best way to really close the deal is have that. For some reason, even though $699 is $700, that's $1. It's just a psychological thing of seeing that number $699.
Yeah.
Well, also you gotta look at it like this. I mean, it's a status thing too. I mean, I don't really think the $50 would have made a difference because what you getting is actually an opportunity to be a part of the Apple family, to go into that store and to have the newest iPhone, at a $750, even though it's a smaller one. But I mean, I just think, like the tech gentleman said, you've never been forwarded an opportunity like this, in some years to get an iPhone with an iPhone with the 10X build, or the X build for $750. And it's the newest, you're getting the newest phone for $750 from Apple. Point blank, period. That's how everybody looking at it. The newest phone, you got colors. So, even if you was an Android person switching over, and what was holding you back was the price all this time. At $700 just sounds, it's crazy. Like, we trained the way it sounds so affordable, especially to somebody that's already in that ecosystem.
Well, I'm just saying, if I'm new to the Apple thing, and you really wanted me to get to get this phone, I can go ahead and get a 8 for lesser than the 6 Plus.
Well,
I mean, than the 10R. I mean, I'm sorry.
but are you talking about if you were like an Android person switching over?
Yeah.
An Android person not gonna switch from Android and get the old surfboard iPhone. You got to go get some X type phone just because of the way Android been set up. Like all the phones this year, like if you've been looking at new Android phones and trying to pick between those and the iPhones, you're not gonna go to the 8 or the 8 Plus body. You're gonna go to some X looking device, XR, XS, something like that. I think Apple knows that. Like the people, I think they're like the people that are really on the budget, but they're already in the Apple ecosystem. They're gonna go for like the 8 Plus and stuff like that, save some money because they're already in the system. But if you're trying to switch over and get somebody from Android, it's got to be an X type device, and I think the XR is like their kind of equivalent. Because you think about it, the XR starts at the same price as the LG G7 originally. Now G7 dropped a little bit, but it's actually in the fight. Whereas the X, or this year the XS, it was on a whole other level. Like it was fighting against, the Note and P20 Pro, or now this year the Mate 20. The fight up there was real tough. But I think at the XR level, there's a lot less competition at that price point for Android outside of OnePlus, which regular people don't know about.
Not yet. And OnePlus is going to be known after October 29th. But I mean, y'all making some good points over here, because to me, I've been having a phone for almost 12 hours now, 13 hours. The only difference that you can see, I mean, is the one camera in the back. The screen, I haven't compared to the Max yet because my daughter finally took her Max to Austin. And it looks like an iPhone 10, iPhone XS or something. It's just, nobody would know the difference unless you've seen them both together. And the display, I mean, it looks really good. I mean, it's not the best. When I put it against my Note 9 side by side, yeah, you can see the Note 9 a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more saturated. But the screen on this 10R is pretty damn good. It's fast. I mean, it has everything that the 10X Max has except for the display.
So you saying let's just make the video right now. It's the iPhone XR worth $750.
Well, I mean, no damn phone is worth the money we're paying for it, but for an Apple
fanboy, for Apple is worth it because you get software updates, constant software, and you're gonna get them on a regular. You ain't gotta wait for no fragmentation. You're gonna get it. Period. They can make you feel like your phone is worth it. Your purchase.
But
we say that about any phone we buy. Like, hey, this phone should have been $699. My V40 should have been, like $899 or something like that. Or the Note 9 should have been way less than $1,000 because when you got the V40, you don't really need the Note 9. But that's a whole different subject.
Oh my God,
that's a whole different subject.
I was waiting for the foolishness.
But back to the iPhone, though. I mean, it's a damn good phone. I mean, and they have different colors. So I think Apple is pretty smart. I think, like KB saying, people are saving their money. Income tax comes. You're going to see the sales pick up a little bit more. And like Guy Davis said, too, a lot of people buy stuff online now. You just don't go to the store and wait in line to try to pick it up.
So should a person who have a 10S Max feel like they got ripped off? Like Gadget Beard said?
Nah, no way. If you got the 10S Max, there's nothing in the Apple ecosystem that compares to that. Like how we compare the XR, like, oh well, the XR versus even the XS or the XR versus a 8 Plus and price and all this stuff.
Right.
If you got the Max, like that's the biggest screen that Apple's ever put on the phone.
Right.
Like that is the pinnacle of premium that Apple has. The biggest battery, biggest screen, all of that.
Right. I agree.
I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that one because I mean, like you say, you just getting in the door. The iPhone XR is a way to get in the door as far as Apple go. I mean, it's almost like like the XR is the teenage phone, and the Max is like the adult phone. It depending on what you like. I mean, even though it's gonna be some adults, I like the colors that they come in. I really think that product red that Forbes got. Just I haven't seen it in person, but I could imagine it's pretty. It's an eye catching device for real. So
Yeah, I mean, I would just take the phone just for the color of it and live with only having the one camera and everything else. To me,
Yeah, I mean, so Forbes, would you say that the XR is at least 75% of an XS?
yeah, pretty much. I mean, the only thing that's missing is the display. I mean, and the display on this thing looks really good, man. I'm not just fluffing it, but I'm not even an Apple sheep, whatever you want to call them. The display looks great. I'm trying to get my daughter to come home this weekend. I don't know if she will. And I want to do a video comparison the XS Max, the 10X Max to the 10R screen and see if there's a major difference in there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if that's the case, because the phone is priced at 75% of what an XS costs, right? So the XR is $750. The XS is $1,000. I think by that logic, I mean, it's the we can debate whether the XS is worth $1,000, but
how much? Okay, well, here's the how much do you value a display? How much do you value dual camera with all the features that come with it? And how much do you value the actual materials that the phones were built out of? Yeah, like if you put a dollar amount on each one of those, does it equal 250 somehow in your mind?
I think that's a very specific argument. I think it's a hard pitch to make. Like Apple, I normally don't commend Apple, but I think that they were smart for the XR because they didn't make a cheap iPhone. Because like I said, if you look at what the XR has in it, it's got the same. Like it'd be different if the XR had like their processor from last year,
right,
or something. If they made a compromise on that,
right.
But literally build material wise, fit and finish, functionality, like it's got the majority of what the XS has. It's got, it's gonna be fast. It's got the new A12 Bionic in it. It's the storage is starting at the same base storage as the XS. It's made out of, like I say, the same materials that everybody else is making their premium phones out of, glass and 7000 series aluminum. So it doesn't really feel like that much of a compromise, especially if it's going to be the only phone you have. Yeah. I don't know if anybody's going to be out in the world and look at only that phone for a year and feel like they were missing something or they compromised.
Right.
It's got the same camera sensor as the XS, the main one anyway.
Yeah.
Let me take it to the chat. Oh,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob. Oh, I go. All right. Shout out to Technically T in the building, V Worldwide in the building. Thanks for coming through, supporting. KB says, I don't feel like I got ripped off. I knew the specs of both phones when purchasing the Max. I mean, yeah, I don't think because you didn't, I don't think you got ripped off if you bought a Max and didn't wait for the XR. I mean, it's all in what you wanted, what you was looking for. If you want a small, pocketable, flashy device, you know what I'm saying? The XR was, you're not really a techie, you're not looking for a screen and certain different things. It's definitely go with the XR. You just want that Apple name. Gadget Bear says, but it does everything the XS Max does. Yes, sir. So I mean, you definitely can get some good use out of it, but there are differences, and Forbes said the screen, which is one difference. But it's a big difference to some folks. KB said, I personally would rather have the Max. I agree with that. I would rather have the better of the phones with the better camera system and things of that nature. What's good? Technically T in the building. Well, how you doing, my brother? KB says I spend my dollars on what I like. I care less. Okay, and Vivo, okay. Well, and that is the chat by BG Tech. Like, okay, KB said if people feel it does everything the XS and the Max does, then the XR is what they should get. I think people understand it. Basic. I mean, honestly, in this day and time, we don't ask our phones to do a whole lot that they haven't already kind of like perfected and do really well for them to be cell phones. We don't ask our phones to do a whole lot. Um, you know, Apple, the ecosystem is, pretty quick. Is, it's going to run how it runs. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that makes sense. When people say that, that makes sense, but it is a difference. It is a difference in the XR and the Max. But the type of user you are, you may never see that difference. And some users are definitely going to see that difference. If I'm somebody that just use my phone for social media and I don't even clean my screen and I don't, I don't care about, I'm not like trying to look at YouTube videos super crisp on my phone, then I don't see the difference. But if I'm trying to watch that MKBHD or MBKHD, whatever, I'm trying to watch that video, I'm definitely gonna want my Max. Yeah. If I want to take, the perfect video or picture with my phone, I definitely want that Max. You know what I'm saying? If I'm using really intense games and stuff like that on my iPhone, I'm gonna want that Max. So I mean, depending on what you do with your phone, a lot of times.
Well, so like it's funny you said that because a lot of the stuff that you said for the Max still applies to the XR. So the XR still got the same camera sensor, the main sensor.
Main sensor in the front and the back.
Yeah, that the XS and the XS Max has. It's got the same A12 Bionic. So the
game should
processing. Game's gonna be the same. Your photo processing gonna be the same.
The bench scores are pretty much the same.
Yeah, and actually it might be a little bit better because it's pushing less pixels.
In bench more.
Yeah. So
I'm saying for more so in the size category, like the size. I may want some more display. But I mean, you're right. I mean, as far as the processing power goes, I mean, it's like you said, it's a lower res screen, so it may outperform a device with a high res bigger screen.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's an interesting because, like I say, when they first brought it out, of course, it's like $750 in the Android world. You couldn't pass that phone off for $750, right? You see everybody else trying to do it, and there's very few people that can even sell phones or move a decent amount of phones at their price point. Everything ends up dropping down. I saw you get the G7 for like $500 now, brand new. Walk into Best Buy, $500. Walk out with a G7. So, but I think in the Apple world, especially the way that Apple presents their stuff, like that screen, they like to us, we know techies, we saw those numbers, we was like, no, hold on, flag on the play. But to Apple people, all they saw is, what they call it, like super liquid retina or semi-solid retina or whatever.
Liquid retina.
Yeah, so to them, it's got the same kind of naming scheme as the other phones. And in the pictures, they put it above the 8 and the 8 Plus. So they did a lot of things to make people feel like it's going to be like it's not really, it's not the X. They separated it from that, but it's better than the 8 and 8 Plus. And at that point, there's really no place for it to be other than, in between the 8 and the X, even price wise.
So they making this what you really trying to say is they making it seem like they telling you there's no reason for you to reach back into last year's devices. There's no reason for you to be looking at a device with Touch ID. This right here is $750 and it's better than them, and it'll bring it'll kind of future proof you. Gadget Bear asked a good question. Well, he didn't. He just made a statement, and it makes sense. He said the OnePlus 6T is the XR of the Android world.
Yeah,
I could make that comparison with the screen, but still a performer thing. Yeah, I definitely I'm with that.
If the XR was running Android, it wouldn't compare to the OnePlus. Simply because as soon as you look at that display, like it's gonna take a L. Like that's just how it is. Like the fact, like in let's be honest, in Android world, if you ain't got an OLED, you ain't got nothing. All right, if that's gonna be your flagship, it's got to have an OLED right now. Even Apple is giving into that. Their flagships got OLEDs, so they start throwing the LCD around. It's gonna be a compromise in the Android world because we just pay more attention to specs. But like I say, in the Apple world, they don't really talk about it like that.
Hey, KB made a good point too. Apple just had to come up with something to get people's focus off the build of the 6X Plus, the 7 Plus, and the 8 Plus build, just preparing people for a different design.
Yeah.
So, sooner or later they're going to get rid of, all these older Touch ID phones. And I mean, I don't know. The 10R seems good to me. It works. Would I prefer the 10R over the 10X Max? I just like the Max because of the size of the phone. I mean, every phone I have is pretty big except for the G7. So
Look, you don't have to worry about that coming in the future because I'm sure if Apple made the mistake of making the XR too good, there will be next year, right? If it gets in the way of the sales of the big dog flagships, they don't have a problem with making the phone worse. So it's a bigger gap, I'm sure. So yeah, so if you really into Apple and you think the XR is great, stop putting that out there because if they see that the monies that could have been spent on $1,100 and $1,300, $1,500 phones is being allocated to a $750 what they consider budget device, they don't have a problem with making the screen a little worse.
How worse can you make it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, but they will. It will be a definite division. You know what I'm saying? If these statements keep being made, because at the end of the day, it's about money.
Well, I think the XR is actually Apple's response to that happening. Because last year when the X dropped, after the X had been selling for a couple of months, they said the best selling iPhone was like the iPhone 6S Plus or something like that. They said that was the one that was flying off the shelves simply because it was at a great price point, and as far as features go, it had everything that basically that like you couldn't tell a 6S Plus and a 7S apart or 7 apart. So I think the XR is Apple basically kind of admitting like people would rather spend less money. We recognize that there are people that are willing to spend more money, but if we can make a product available at a lower price point, people will buy it.
Okay.
So I think that they at a point now where they can manufacture a phone and still hit their profit margins and sell it at $750, but it's still a quality product though. It's not necessarily cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Good points. Good points.
And it was we've cultivated a lot of Apple chit chat. Normally, I mean, we talk, all
we talk about 5 or 10 minutes, Apple, then we on to the next subject. But
yeah.
Hey, so the XR must be working then.
Yeah, it's I guess when you lower the price on something and you make it more feasible, and it's just a different move, a different tactic from Apple. I guess it's just interesting, and we have to sit here and dissect the moves they make, what possible future moves they will make.
Yeah.
So hey,
I say this: the XR reminds me of the A class from Mercedes. I mean the CLA from Mercedes.
Oh yeah,
like the first sub 30,000 Mercedes. When you look at them, you see it on the street. It's like it's undeniably like that's a Mercedes. Like it looks like a Mercedes. It's small, and in your head that it's the cheapest Mercedes, but it still kind of demand that respect.
Yeah, it's still a Mercedes.
Yeah. But they made the right compromises, so they still making their money, even though it's cheaper though. Like they ain't giving nothing away.
They ain't giving nothing away, but they gonna make it. They gonna put enough on it to make it eye catching. But you're definitely not getting reclining back seats in it though.
No. and see, the thing is, I think that is interesting. Just like with Mercedes, if you own a Mercedes already and you looked at a CLA, you probably be able to tell like where they made all the compromises. You probably be able to say like, nah, this ain't what I'm used to. Like this is a step down. It's nice, but it's a step down. But if you coming from a Camry or a Cord, you going up, right? And I think that's kind of how Apple's looking at it. Like if you pick up an XR and you coming from a Motorola, you coming from some little LG phone.
Hey,
to you, it's either a step sideways or it's a step up. But either way, it's definitely a step up in profile. Like now your bubble color change. You get to have the same conversations. Right. You out there picking the outer boxes with everybody else. You in the mix now.
You got status.
Yeah,
you got Apple. You got Apple privilege.
Yeah, you get that prestige now, but you didn't break the bank. You can still eat ramen noodles and maybe have something in addition to the ramen noodles. You ain't just eating straight noodles now.
This phone comes with clout.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about OnePlus next, or Xiaomi with that Mi Mix.
Man, hold up. We're just gonna walk right over Pixel. You just not even gonna bring up anything about the controversy of Pixel.
There ain't no respect on the Pixel, man. They need to get their hardware shit together, man. I mean, they hardware stuff together.
The Pixel? I mean, I never. What's the Pixel? And did the Pixel come out already?
It's coming out. It's dropping in pieces.
Yeah, the Pixel.
They still look. They send you a Pixel. They in the box say assembly required.
It's gonna be T100 phone of the year.
Man, you
last year.
You can't let this shade go. It's like, it's like it hurts your feelings that nobody agree with you about that HTC U11.
That was a horrible choice for phone of the year.
It was the phone of the year.
Let me take it to the chat one time. KB says, basically the XR, they will make minor upgrades until they drop a foldable. So they're gonna keep the XR pretty much the same until they make a foldable device. Sean says too much Apple news. I know, man. We got all our Apple stuff, man. I mean, it had to be taught. It had to be dissected. It had to be conversed on. KB says Apple will always be the center of attention, good or bad. Yes, Apple will definitely always be the center of attention because Apple is very trendy. I always compare Apple. I say Apple's like this. Apple is like being a Heat fan when LeBron was there.
Oh yeah, you wasn't a Heat fan before that, cuz.
Right. But now that LeBron is there, and it's Miami. It was popping. It is what it is. She said, "LOL at little LG phones." Gadget Bear says, "You don't get arrested." LOL. K-Hop picking outer boxes. LOL. Cops give you a free pass. Pixel drama overrated. No need to talk about the Pickle 3. Okay, and we got pickle emojis in the building. The mic issue will get fixed. RAM issue will get fixed. Other issues are reported and haven't been witnessed to it.
Yeah. The thing I want to bring up about the Pixel, other than the problems that it's having, is do you think stock Android need to spice it up?
Yes.
What would you spice it up with? I don't mean the HTC squeeze feature. That ain't to me. That ain't nothing.
Nah, and it's all right. I don't know if I told y'all you could download the app on the Play Store that'll mimic that feature in any phone perfectly.
Right.
Like it's not janky. It's not weird. Like it works every single time. Like it feels the exact same. But Android needs to be more customizable.
Yeah.
Like to me, the perfect version of stock Android right now is what OnePlus is doing.
Yeah.
Like you get all the lightness, the speed, you get the updates, but also you can customize it if you want. You get to change some options, you get to set things the way you want to set them to make it, a little bit more personalized to how you like to use your device.
Right.
But you're still getting the all the benefits of stock Android.
Right. They need better dual screen capability.
Oh yeah, definitely
better. That needs to be better. I will. The cameras too. I mean, don't get me wrong. The software and everything is really good, but
I need a pro mode.
Yeah,
in the camera.
A lot of people like that pro mode. You can't do that with the Pixel phone. You can't do no manual.
Yeah, you gotta download another app.
Wait, you can't do manual mode on the Pixel?
No, stock Pixel with a stock camera app for a stock Android don't have a pro mode.
Everything is done software.
Yeah.
Damn, didn't know that. See, I learned something new.
Yeah, and then Google don't know how to. You like the phone to look good too.
I say the 3 and the 3 XL surprised me. Like the fit and finish on those is leaps and bounds better than the 2 and the original one.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, they're still not. I think design wise, it's still like a simple, safe, easy design. Like they're not pushing any limits hardware wise. They're not even trying. Like the bezels is the big chin. But I say this though. I know people have kind of complained about just about how much coverage the issues with the Pixel has been getting. And they kind of feel like people are picking on the Pixel.
Yeah.
What I look at it is, if you had a Samsung device or you had an Apple device that was having these same issues, being able to say like, well, they're gonna fix it, so it ain't that big of a deal. I don't think they would get the same pass. Like I think people would be knocking them over the head too.
Right.
Just like last year Samsung with the red tint. Whenever Apple has an issue, the charging with Apple, like that was a legitimate issue, but it got the coverage it deserved. You know what I mean? Like millions and millions of people that have seen videos discussing those issues. But the reason why I feel like it's worse with the Pixel is Google not moving 50 to 60 million phones a year.
All right.
They're not moving that many. So for as many people that are having issues with their Pixel to be having them, that's a higher percentage of their total phones they're shipping. Like they might be moving 5. I'm rounding up because I've never seen a number saying that they've sold 5 million phones in a year. But if you have if you have the same number of people on a Pixel having a problem as are having it on the Samsung or an iPhone, that's a lot. That's a bigger problem for Pixel.
3% with Google is worse than 3% with Apple or Samsung. If 3 to 5% of the phones, like you said, they don't move that many units.
Yeah.
But
well, so if it's
go ahead.
So if you had 20,000 people that have an issue, and they got a Pixel, that's a lot of people, because that's a large number of Pixel phones that have been sold that have that issue. 20,000 out of 50 to 60 million iPhones or Galaxies. That's not a large portion.
That's a blip on the screen.
Yeah, that's not even a whole percentage. Of what they're moving.
Right. I see.
So they are making a lot more phones that don't have issues. Versus the Pixel, like, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss. Like you have a lot of people that are having issues compared to what they're shipping.
Right.
So,
yeah, they got it. So they can't. Their margin are way smaller than everybody else.
Yeah.
I just think, I mean, if you're going to come out, you leak the phone so bad, this phone had to come out and have no problems. And it has a couple problems. People are dogging on it on YouTube like crazy.
I feel like they made a phone for a camera.
Yeah, that's the way it feels.
What the MKBHD said in his video, he said they made a better phone to match the camera instead of a better camera to match the phone.
Look, I'm glad they're not bringing the camera down to the phone to match the phone.
Right. But if when he had that yellow line thing that went down the middle of his screen, you see his video? He had an issue with his display.
Yeah, I seen that, and that sucks for them, just like it sucked for Razer for him to pull the phone out the box and then not move.
Right.
But, I hadn't seen any. Granted, I haven't been in forums like I normally am, but I haven't seen that as being like that rampant of an issue. And also, it's kind of non-negotiable. Right. You can't really be like, oh well, it's not that bad, or it's not really that big of a deal. Like that's a blatant problem. It's a defect. Like send it back, get another one. But
he said what happened though. He said he talked to somebody at Google, or it's a known fact that when you drop those type of panels, it might look fine. Nothing may not show up when you first pick it up. A couple of days, this line shows up.
Right.
and that's what he did. He said he dropped the phone. He was using it, and then a day or two later, this pink line just showed up. I mean,
I don't think he dropped it. He said,
yeah, I remember saying he dropped that
he
phone.
didn't drop it.
He did.
Oh, he must have said something different on the video. Because on the video, he said that he's just been having bad luck this year with phones.
Right. He had bad luck with the Razor, and he had bad luck with the Pixel phone.
Yeah.
Let me try to find that tweet. Y'all keep on talking. My son had the same issue with the iPhone 10 last year.
He blamed it on being the first batch of phones. Maybe he got a bad display just based on him being one of the first people to get the phone.
Yeah, because he was mentioning like it was just a defect. And OLEDs are, they've gotten better, but in the past they have been known to have weird issues.
Yeah,
and he put up a picture of a
Samsung S7.
Yeah, S7 had the same issue, and there have been issues where like basically like the pixels in the area of the screen just turn on to a certain color.
Here's what he said in the tweet. Reddit came in clutch. The pink line called VLD, vertical line defect, is common in OLEDs and typically shows up after a drop impacting the fragile bottom of the phone. Turns out about a week before this line showed up, I had a small pocket slip drop, maybe a foot. The phone actually landed on the top corner, got a little ding, thought it was nothing, but here we are several days later. The phone has been acting normal all day, and then suddenly I wake up at work, and there's a pink line down the middle.
He need to clarify that in the video then, because he make it seem like it's just a natural anomaly that happened.
He dropped the phone, and Reddit says, hey, when you drop it, that line shows up. So I'm thinking my son dropped his iPhone 10 last year, didn't tell me nothing, it was fine, and then a couple of days later, a green line shows up. Because I had the same, it wasn't pink, my son has a green line down the phone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, because according to that thing, it could be even if you drop it in the case, it could still show up because it seems like it's doing something to the internals of the phone.
Right.
Just the impact. I wish I'd have got that Razor phone for $165.
Bruh.
I wish I'd have got that Razor phone. I was when I seen TK, when TK dropped that on Instagram, I was like, I was straight to my Best Buy at like, I'm like, damn, man. I was willing to drive up to 200 miles.
Yeah, man. For me, I went up to my Best Buy and they had it on display still. And I know they trip about selling the display unit or whatever. But I went over to the little chick. I was like, I'm just gonna ask for the hell of it.
Mm-hmm.
I asked her and she looked in the computer and she was like, I'll be right back. I was like, bro, I'm about to get a $165 Razor phone.
Mm-hmm.
She come back, we don't have any more.
Man, somebody in the back told her to tell him we ain't got it.
I'm like,
somebody that worked there.
Who you holding the phone for, man?
Right.
Who holding the phone, man? I ain't even go through the drama with her.
She went back there and somebody told her, hold it. No. Tell him we ain't got it. Tell him we ain't got it.
Like, nah, man, I'm trying to wait till payday, man. I'm gonna get it. Like, no, because you ain't got the funds, you ain't got no phone. So that's what it's be. No funds, no phone.
That's why I believe got the phone. A bunch of their employees.
Yeah, they probably on eBay,
man. Oh yeah,
probably on eBay selling for like.
They the ones that's on there for like $400-500.
Yeah, that's just what happened.
That's terrible, man.
They was instantly out.
Yeah,
they man, that went out faster.
Man.
That sold out faster than an iPhone. that was ridiculous how that sold out.
I need a plug.
I'm telling you,
I really need to work on the Best Buy plug. Like somebody that work at, look, if you work at Best Buy and you
got the inside
DC, Maryland, Virginia area.
That man said
I'm willing to
2 states.
Yeah. I'm willing to travel. I don't play games with money. I will have whatever we discuss and we come up with. I will have your bread. Trust me.
Man, you're lucky you live in a small state, bro. I can't say I'm gonna travel to Louisiana because that's like 7-8 hours away from. No, about 7 hours away from me. Oklahoma's another like 6 hours. New Mexico is like another 10.
Hey man, you moved to Texas, man. Everything far in Texas.
I live right in the damn middle too. That's the worst part.
So it's no escaping Texas.
No,
No escaping Texas, bro.
Not without a significant investment in time.
Hey, he got to take a plane ride to Dallas just to get him a phone.
Exactly, man.
Exactly, I'm closer. I'm getting closer to Mexico than I am to any other state.
Wow.
See, I didn't realize how big states was till I drove from here to Memphis.
That ain't
no, man. Listen. So I got to the state of Memphis. I got to the state of Tennessee within like 4 hours. In 4 hours. But I didn't realize I drove like 400 miles to get to Tennessee, but then it's 400 miles across Tennessee to get to Memphis.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo.
Yeah, Tennessee, the way Tennessee shaped, man, it literally is like a long state.
I can't believe y'all, man. I done drove from Detroit to New Orleans. That ain't, man, I done drove from Detroit to Atlanta, Alabama.
Was you some type of drug mule, bro?
Man, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. Just because you narcoleptic and you be over here driving, fall asleep every 10 miles.
That's wild, man. So what's that trip from Detroit to New Orleans?
16 hours.
Okay, that's a nice little ride.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. We got Clarence 007 in the building.
In there too.
We got Uno Nice in the building. We have our man D in the building. Shout out to my brother D. What's going on, y'all? What's going on tonight? What's it?
So is anybody going to get the Google Pixel 3 XL on Team 100?
Man, if I could get it, if you get the minivan and look, if you go and snatch and grab it for me and then hop back in my car, we pull off. Because I can't see me paying no money for. I went on Twitter and you can go look at my Twitter, BG_Tech Life. I was like, who loves the Pixel? Because you know how you try to get motivated, get curious. It's like I just need one reason. I would need somebody to be like, oh my goodness, you know what, this phone is it. And I'd have probably went and made a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. The only thing I want on the Pixel is that Top Shot. Like literally, like as soon as that phone came out, my daughter's doing something cute. I want to take a picture of her. Right. And by the time I got the picture, her face was doing some weird, like Dracula stuff. I was like, dang, man, if I had Top Shot, this wouldn't be a problem. I need somebody to get on that right now. XDA developers, I need for y'all to get on that, man.
Give me that APK.
Yeah, man. Make that. I need y'all to make that Top Shot twerk. I need it on my Note 9 ASAP. That's the only thing I want. That's the only thing I want it for, man.
Get it for the OnePlus 6T.
Anything, man. Essential. Anything.
If you're gonna get your stock fixed and you had to pick between the 6T and the Pixel,
6T. Done deal, man.
Yep.
They actually put effort in their hardware, man.
And they might have a display and a fingerprint display.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a more advanced phone design-wise.
Right.
Like that's. I mean, Google literally took like the easy way out.
I ain't hating on the Pixel. If I was to get one, I'd get the smaller Pixel. But
the Pixel 3 is a surprisingly good phone.
Right.
Like I picked it up and it felt like I was holding like an iPhone like 7, like the baby iPhone. Like the fluidity, the build quality, the fact that it's got that camera, it's got the same processor, RAM, storage, wireless charging. I feel like that's the most compelling Pixel to get.
I like it.
Like I mean, speakers.
I don't know, man. I might walk in there and look at that Pixel XL, and I might be able to convince myself. But at the same time, like I said, once that OnePlus 6 drop, and if it comes, like I think it's gonna come with the you're gonna get 128, 8 gigs for what, 6? What's the T-Mobile price gonna be? $650? Maybe.
That's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
$699.
They better
man.
They better price it right.
I don't know. The OnePlus is cool, but that camera, man, like it's It's iffy.
Yeah, their camera. But like I said,
it's
if that
almost
APK is
good
floating
enough,
around out
man.
there.
So what?
But if that APK is floating around out there, top shot APK out there floating around.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. But the thing for me is like I need that manual mode just because I like to do a little bit more with a camera on the phone. So I don't know. That was the one area I felt kind of anemic in because I ended up when I had my OnePlus 6, I ended up carrying the Note 8 and the OnePlus 6 just because I knew if I need to do something, you know, if I went somewhere. Because the thing is, you pull out the Pixel. And I guess at this point it'd be rare, especially with that night shot. But you pull out the Pixel and it takes a bad shot, or you like the lighting ain't right or whatever, and then you can do about it.
Right.
You ain't got no power to change how the phone gonna try to take the picture. But you know, the manual mode, you can go in there, mess with the ISO, exposure, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and you can pull a shot off.
Man, I want to know, right? Okay, so I got a question. Now, is okay, even for I need help from even everybody. The chat, my team. What? Look, I got a question. So, if somebody offered you, let's just imagine, based off of what you think the OnePlus 6T will be like, would you go with a OnePlus 6T or Galaxy S9 Plus?
Hold on, run again.
I would go with the 6T.
6T.
Simply because the S9 at that point, if you compare it to the S9 Plus, the S9 Plus gonna lose in a lot of categories to the 6T. Speed wise, is gonna lose. Even battery life, I feel like it's gonna lose. Updates, it's gonna lose, and you get enough features on top of stock Android, like gestures and a little bit better multitasking, a little bit more functional camera. You get enough. They're not on Galaxy level, but they're better than what you would normally get on stock Android, to where you don't feel that huge gap. Because I actually sold my S9 Plus for the OnePlus 6, and I didn't miss the S9 at all. I did miss some stuff specific to the Note, but I think as right now, if you got a phone that's got a camera on it, even the OnePlus 6 camera, it was good enough for most stuff. And then that 4K 60 make up for a lot. As right now, that's my for video. Like I need some OIS and I need 4K 60, and we can do some things.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
What up?
No, I'm just saying that's kind of like the boat I'm in, because I got my Note 9, I got S9 Plus, and it's repetitive. But I'll be honest, right? I don't know what happened to the box for the S9 Plus. So I tried to sell the S9 Plus maybe like a week ago. I was going to sell it, and I was just going to go out there and make a wild
nice.
Buy a couple blue phones or whatever.
No, BG, no more blue phones, BG.
Yeah. Hey, man, that blue
that 11 Plus or something, or
yeah, man, it felt just like an iPhone. Oh, that's crazy.
Like an iPhone. I told my son the other day at Best Buy, I was like, "Hey, look at this iPhone clone." And he's like, "What?" And I turned it around. And he's like, "Oh, damn."
Yeah, like it looks like an iPhone, which I personally would not buy any phone that looks like an iPhone. But I mean, that's just me, man. The last thing I want is for somebody to feel like I got a fake iPhone. That's the most demeaning thing you can be, or you can have as a tech person. But I was more impressed with the build. The specs on the inside was kind of trash, but and the
what about
trash,
the
bezels are big. I don't know, man. That front might make up for it. That little pop-up camera. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really messed with Xiaomi like that, because you look at the back and it's like that's an iPhone clone from the back.
Yeah, Asian, especially Chinese companies.
Yeah,
they believe in taking other people's ideals, and to them, they don't feel bad when they do it. They say it's a compliment.
Yeah, that's the fact that they're copying that means that is the pinnacle of design to them. Like that is like what you copy. That's what you do.
Right.
Like when the Chrysler 300 came out, and it was like a bad copy and paste
right
of a Rolls Royce. Like that was a compliment.
But that 300 sold though.
It sold because it looked like a baby. It sold based off of that.
Everybody was putting grills on there like it was supposed to be like a Phantom grill.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, look.
Take
They
one
said
now.
that one in Craig, I think.
On it, bro.
But I couldn't get one though, because on that one-off chance somebody pull up in a real Phantom, you're gonna feel terrible because
right.
It don't look nothing like a real Phantom. Real Phantom is huge, cause
you know, I just take it and use it for what it is. Like, I don't know what it is out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I got a Chevy, if I got a Tahoe, it's just my Tahoe. If I got a Beamer, is a Beamer. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is out here, but I swear, every Chevy, Suburban, or Tahoe you see have Escalade wheels on it. And it's killing me like, please, can you just look? If public service announcement, if you have a car and you desire a different set of wheels, buy aftermarket wheels. Do not take your Chevy Suburban and put Escalade wheels on it with the Escalade symbol in the middle.
They was getting them from the chop shop.
Yeah, right, and then we know, but out here they still. I mean, one time it was a dealer. They stole Rob. They stole all. They jacked every car on the Cadillac dealership for the wheels. So when you got those wheels on your '99 box Suburban, you know already that is hot. You know what I mean? We already listen.
We know you ain't got no receipts, cuz.
Right. Let the Chevy be a Chevy. If you gonna change the wheels, get you some aftermarket, some 24, some 26, whatever you do, but stop that. And but look, back to what I was saying about my S9 Plus. I did try to sell it, right?
Yeah, it's disrespectful, wasn't it?
Oh my God. This person, they purchased it, but they never paid. And I was like, and after they didn't pay, I was like, I'm putting my SIM card back in here and put my OtterBox back on this phone. You know what I'm saying? Fuck these people on eBay. Yeah,
man.
You ain't trying to swap her?
I didn't have a box. And it was I never tried swap. I always go to eBay because I'm so used to going to eBay.
Bro, damn
$3.90.
I was scared.
$3.90.
Damn eBay, cuz the first time I sold on Swapper, and that I got an email saying that my phone sold, and I checked my PayPal, that money was there, and it was mine. I'm never selling eBay again.
That money's not yours in Swapper, bro. Fuck that shit. I'd rather offer up Craigslist, a website somewhere. Fuck Swapper, dude, because they can take your money. All the dude can use the phone for like 5 or 6 months and say, hey, it's not in the condition I thought it was. Go to PayPal, and PayPal will rule in their favor 99% of the damn time.
I'll run that risk because you can do that with any PayPal transaction, but I'll take that risk for the immediacy of my funds. Like I sell the phone at midnight at 12:01. I'm spending that money.
One dude, there's this video. It's a guy who sell on Swapper and eBay, and he said the best thing you can do is videotape your phone being put into the box. Look at the condition. Here's the condition of it. Blah blah blah. It's perfect. This I am putting it in the box. I am selling it to such and such, such and such. Then you go to the post office and then you wherever you selling it off at, and you videotape that whole part of it just to cover yourself.
Yeah, I have to get burned one time before I do all that.
Yeah.
But listen, right? I sold one time on eBay. It can happen to you on eBay too because I sold my HTC 10. I didn't unlock it enough, and it was a Verizon phone. It was paid for though, but I didn't feel like going through the process of unlocking. And I just put Verizon HTC 10 phone, whatever, because it was sitting around. So I sent it to Florida. I sold it for like $250. Get my money, transfer the money from my PayPal to my bank account. So this person hits me up like a couple days later. It's a minute because my funds been released. eBay take a couple business days to let PayPal release your funds. So Oh, shout out to Tanner Does Tech in the building. What's going on, Tanner? But so the dude hit me up and said, "Oh, this phone has a." I sent him a perfect phone. You know? He said it has a factory defect. The lock screen isn't working. The phone won't lock. I'll try to lock it. I contacted HTC. They said it was a factory defect. That's bullshit. I'm like, yo, that's bullshit. It had to be something else wrong with the phone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I advertise it over times. I've had the phone for like a week. I don't know what you did to the phone, this, that, and the other. So he complained to eBay. eBay snatched the money. Well, your PayPal's connected to your regular bank account. So they took the money from me.
Yep.
And like a day later, I got the phone back. And the only thing was wrong with the phone was it was SIM lock because he was putting a different SIM card in there, or SIM card that didn't work with the phone in there. And I just put my Verizon SIM card in there, and it worked.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on, you stupid. Like, why would you buy a phone from me that I said this is a Verizon phone?
Right.
Why would you buy a phone and try to put a Simply Mobile SIM card in there, whatever you try to put in there, and lock the phone? I told it's in the. I'm not trying to get over on nobody. Once I sell something, I want it to be gone and stay there. I tell you everything about the phone. I see you as many pictures as you want, whatever. But they took the money out my account like a week and a half later. They just snatched the money, and I got the phone back in a raggedy box. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, man. It sounded like he did some Googling and came up with the most obscure
Yeah.
reason to return the phone, something that can't anybody really prove.
Right.
But it's enough for them to say, okay, that's the fact that he's like, oh, this is a factory defect. That's not even negotiable. Like, oh, it's a defect. Oh, you got to send it back. It can't be like, oh, there's a scratch, there's a chip. Like, nah, I got pictures. Like,
right.
Yeah, that you run across people like that. I had an issue with my G6. I had a dude who it was LG sent it to me, and it was a US Cellular G6, which basically meant it was an unlocked G6 because LG ain't making no US Cellular phones. Like they just getting the unlocked version or whatever.
Right.
Sent on the phone, and he's like, this isn't the unlock one. This is a US Cellular, because I guess he went on their site and registered for the warranty or whatever. And I'm like, well, it was bought by US Cellular, but it's the unlocked model. Like it's the exact same model numbers, the same everything, same bands, all that stuff. He's like, well, I got T-Mobile, and I don't know if it's gonna work. And went back and forth. He's like, well, if you take, another $100 off, then I'd be willing to go ahead and give me my shit back. You tripping. Hell no. Trying to get some extra money out of me, because give me my phone back. I don't need it like that. You mess with the wrong one.
Right.
I had this phone sitting on the shelf and just take pictures of it. Like I ain't even got to sell it.
Right.
Yeah, man. You have people out there that do that, man. It sucks.
So, hey, what do y'all see? Y'all think of the S10? They've been showing leaks and everything. Then,
I'm ready.
You ready? I thought, Forbes, didn't you have pictures of it?
No.
Oh, somebody had leaked. Somebody put
a picture on my Instagram, but I don't know if that's the phone. It was just like what up, Sage Tech in the building? What's the Sage Tech?
Man, the S10 should be a beast, though. I mean,
yeah, it's gonna be a man. This is the story. I got this picture. I don't know. I mean, but it's notchless, and that doesn't look good.
Yeah, Samsung can't never go to the notch, because after all the noise they talked with Apple, after the commercials, if old boy came out in the commercial with the hairline with the notch, you can't go back on that, man. You got to go notchless, or you got the little bitty bezel. But at this point, I don't believe no renders or nothing like that, just because they always come out with these random, people fabricating stuff.
What up,
I
Tech,
just can't
right?
believe it.
What up, Tech, right in the building? What up, Ishmael? Ishmael in the building. So what would you like to see? I'm posing this question to all three, and myself, but I'll answer last so I can think of something. But what would y'all like to see on the S10? I'll start with the Tech Gentleman, because he on fire tonight. Tech Gentleman is spit knowledge.
Oh yeah. For me, man, I need that. I need them to keep doing what they're doing and pushing to just have a true bezel-less display, not the notch with the bullshit. Like, I need for Samsung to keep pushing them boundaries like they've been doing, and give us that true bezel-less display. Put everybody else to shame. Make everybody else put an asterisk by their shit when they say bezel-less. Because they got a bezel. I know it can be done. I need that in-screen fingerprint. I need them to go ahead and get that popping too. But outside of that, man, I think the 4,000 milliamp hour battery should be a baseline for them now too. I need that 4,000 because I've been using my Note 9, and that was really the biggest reason. Because I was plugging my Note 8 up at like 11, 12 o'clock every day. I'm like, this is not how I'm supposed to live life. So I need that 4,000 milliamp hour battery to be the baseline going forward. And outside of that, man, keep rocking. Maybe we'll get, Android 9 on it one day.
Next year?
Yeah.
2020.
Shoot,
Got Donovan in the building. What's going on, Donovan?
What's up, Donovan? What I want to see is now I heard a rumor. I'm trying to see what I saw. Maybe it was on Front Page Tech. I saw it on 10 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
And like he said, that says a lot about the skin that's on top, that you got to put 10 gigs of RAM on there. But I ain't gonna be mad at it if you got 10 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, I mean, more RAM the better.
Right.
I know they just going by default, just like feel like they got more RAM to use so they can have more shit running. But
right. I need a 128 gigabyte baseline. Start there.
Yeah.
Start there. Give me 4,200 milliamp battery.
Okay.
Give me those 3 cameras on the back with the wide telephoto and your standard shooter there.
So copy LG.
Hold on, time out, gentlemen.
Whoa!
Shout out Tanner Does Tech. Hold on, Leo.
Oh yeah.
You're a great artist, Leo. But hold on, Tanner, $8. I appreciate the support. Thank you. The money will go back into Tanner. Appreciate that, bro. But yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself, Leo. We got the stud in the building. Poco phone / essential phone. Mr. Poco Essential is in the building.
Mr. Miami Dolphin.
Hey man, I think
hoops with LeBron, Mr. all that.
D Wade. Hey, I think I'm gonna have to step to the side on that essential phone, man. Andy Rubin bugging out. Man, hey, listen, I believe in what they're doing. I appreciate what they did last year. I really appreciated that device, and I'm sure there's a lot of good people over at Essential. But man, I know you guys talked about it, but man, I'm telling you, I think Samsung's gonna. Yeah,
it's the exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I tell you, I think Samsung's just gonna, man, they're gonna spank some booty next year with that phone. I'm telling you, that phone's gonna be. I don't know, man. That's gonna be an insane phone. I mean, the rumors with the fingerprint and display anywhere on the screen, the bezel-less design, 12 gigabytes of RAM. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, just the specs alone. I mean, and then it's gonna be, it's gonna be their. Yeah, it's gonna be their
10.
So what's that gonna cost though? That phone's gonna be $1,700.
Yeah, that one will probably be up a little bit.
That's gonna be an $1,100 phone.
Yeah, that'll be the 1,200.
Already there.
Yeah, they're already getting away with 1,000 with the Note 9 and the iPhone XS, and so Samsung will be able to get away with that because Samsung's up there with Apple, so they can basically roll out those devices at those prices, and people are going to buy them because you're either using an Apple or you're using a Samsung, most people. So,
So man, I got a question. We haven't really talked about it. What about Huawei, man, in this Mate 20?
I mean, that phone's expensive, man, but it looks like a heavy hitter. It looks like it's got some good internals and good spec. The problem is, though, they don't sell it here. So for us, it kind of stinks.
They got to import it. You got to make sure they got all the bands for at least for me, T-Mobile.
Nah, it'll have those bands.
Yeah, it's got the bands. Oh man, that phone looks real tempting because I need a second phone that has a good camera. Right now, I don't have one. I just got the Essential Leo, so um,
Yeah.
Leo said the Essential has great cameras, man.
it does have cameras. You're right, but
It has cameras.
yeah, but
It just takes a minute
yeah,
to
it got to
take the
warm
picture.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to warm up. You got to. It's like those old cars. You got to start up before you go to work, and then you go back inside and make your coffee, and
yeah.
then
Oh
you can
yeah,
leave.
yeah, man. I think the Essential camera has a little crank on the front, though, a little manual starter.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
But man, I've been kind of drooling over that Mate 20, man, because I see some other phones. That the Mi Mix 3 looks very interesting. I like their solution to the screen, but I need some bulletproof cameras, man. I'm
Yeah,
probably just gonna break down and get a little Pixel or something.
yeah. I think the only thing that scares me about the Mi Mix is the cameras.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, it's a shame because some of the Xiaomi phones, like the Mi A2 or the Mi A2 and the Pocophone, and I believe that I personally haven't had the Mi 8, but I know the
yeah,
Pocophone takes really good pictures. Like honestly, tech gentlemen, I'm not I know I'm like you. Like when you go out, you got to make sure you take the right phone with you.
yeah,
When I go out, I have no problem taking my Poco phone wherever I'm at, like to take pictures. Like it's that good. So I don't understand why the Mi Mix cameras, like on the Mi Mix 1 and 2,
mhm.
were. I mean, the front-facing camera obviously was terrible because of the placement of it.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they had it on the chin on the first one,
yeah, the
then on the
nasal
second
cam.
one, yeah, it was kind of weird. So, plus on the real, I don't know if you guys remember the original Mi Mix when people would call you, it had that like audio that was kind of funky. It would like
Yeah,
vibrate. Yeah,
oh yeah,
it's
use the I think it's called like the piezoelectric screen where it vibrate the
yeah, they
screen.
use the screen as like a speaker.
Yeah,
So all that technology is even on the Vivo Nex S, the audio when someone calls you, it's different. Like you, it's just odd. So it takes some getting used to, but I don't know. The Mi Mix 3 looks good if it has good cameras. The slide up thing is good because you do it. It's not like the Vivo Nex S or the Apple Find X that the camera pops up.
yeah,
So, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, get that Mate. I would get the Mate 20 Pro though. If you guys really wanted to buy it, I would try to catch it on eBay when eBay's doing a coupon.
yeah,
20% off or 10% off. You could save a little bit of money.
yeah. That'd be the only way to get it, hopefully. But I think I might take a chance on this Mi Mix, man. It's just too the proposition. I could spend $720 and get a phone truly bezel-less with 10 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage.
Yeah.
The cameras that I mean, at this point, the cameras can't be terrible. Like I'm looking at the comments, Donovan saying the Mi 8 has great cameras.
Yeah,
YS saying the same thing.
yeah, that's what I heard. The Mi 8 it has good cameras. So,
Yeah. I
well,
mean,
I mean, maybe they do. Maybe it does have good cameras. I mean, I think it's worth it because you could always sell it to a tech junkie.
Mhm.
We'll just
yeah.
sell it to
Yeah.
each other,
Oh,
So,
to Leo.
yeah, sell it to me. I'll buy it.
Before you sell it, all you gotta do is get Forbes to send you that product red iPhone XR, and this is the video you drop. Seven
Oh
hundred
yeah.
fifty dollars. Who did it better, Xiaomi or Apple?
Yeah,
Oh
Shout out to
exactly.
YS in the building.
yeah.
Donovan said the Xiaomi Mi 8 has great cameras. He said he really could get the Mate 20 here without having to import one. God Davis wants to know how you doing, Android stud. And
What's up, guy? Doing good, man.
Y said he love his Mi 8, and just checking in on the comments. But so exactly what happened with tell the story because I know if anybody got the memo, stud, you got the official memo at your desk.
You got the email from Google.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole Andy Rubin thing. Well, apparently, this is I guess 2014. Google caught Rubin, or I don't know. They covered up some sexual misconduct that he had at the company at the time. So
he was getting a professional in his office.
right, yeah. Apparently, it involved oral sex. He
He was
forced
calling
someone.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he forced somebody to give some oral sex or something like that, and now Google paid him 90 million, covered it up, and now I guess it's coming out again now because the last $2 million that is due to Rubin is coming up. So, and apparently Google has had 48 other people that they've had to deal with sexual misconduct. Um, and apparently they gave a boatload of money to 2 other people. Not sure who they are. So Google's got a real, I don't know, man. I woke up this morning, I had a real issue with Essential. And you know me, I love the Essential phone. It's been a big part of my channel. I mean, there's no secret. I really promoted it. I believe in their product, and it's a shame because there's some good people that work on that stuff over there. And but man, also Google, man, I had a real issue with them this morning too because I was thinking, man, it's just some shady stuff, man. I mean, just I don't know, man. It had me thinking about stuff, like I don't even know if I want to even buy a Pixel. I mean, that's how much I'm a little upset about it. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things roll out here in the coming days and weeks, and see what the real deal is. And I don't know. That's some messed up stuff. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. So, do we know if the money was like a severance package or like
It had,
what? Like what?
I don't know if exactly. I got a feeling that
They gave him 90 million, didn't they?
yeah, I got a feeling. I didn't see this in the New York Times or in Bloomberg or anything like that, but I got a feeling that Rubin had his hooks into Google
Mhm.
because he basically um, he was the father and the creator of Android, so I'm sure he had some uh, properties in Google, and he was probably like, well, listen, you're gonna get rid of me. I'm taking this code with me unless you give me some paper.
right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, even if
uh,
he just had, some stock or, which I'm
right,
sure he had, and
yeah,
they just paid him what they owed him for him to leave. Like, I don't know if that's
yeah.
They
necessarily,
I
might. I
mean,
mean,
I don't know if that's necessarily underhanded.
you can look at
yeah,
this too. The lady, I can't remember her name, but the lady that was talking about the blackface on what was
yeah,
it, NBC?
Yeah.
She
yeah.
they fired her, but her severance package. Matter of fact, what up, Everyday Tech? What's going on, El Jefe? But they paid her. They had to pay her $69 million with her severance package. Now
Right,
this is maybe I'm just guessing. I'm just taking a guess at this. It sounds like maybe Google didn't want him. If they was just gonna fire him, they had to fire him on some terms where he didn't. Maybe he didn't want to. Like they didn't want to make it public, so they didn't want him to fight him being removed or do anything. Everything has like its day in court. You know what I'm saying? So even
Mhm.
yeah,
if he thought it wasn't right and he tried to have his day in court, it would expose Google for maybe being a company with not the best policy as far as like sexual harassment and things of that nature. So maybe they didn't want him to drag them through the mud
Well, it
himself.
wasn't by him dragging him through the mud because he's the one who committed the crime. The point
right,
is, it's gotten out.
right.
Now, does it get investigated? That's yet to be seen. But the story has gotten out. It
Right.
was hidden for years, for
Yeah,
quite
I
a few.
mean, you're looking at 4 years that they covered it up,
Right.
and it's something that's happening, with a lot of companies, not only Google but also a lot of TV stations, and with a lot of these people, they get caught doing something, they get a severance package, and it's not like, hey, we're going to give you 3 months pay, you know, $20,000, $30,000, or whatever it would cost to pay somebody for 3 months. These people are getting 90 million, 100 million, 45 million.
Right.
The
I
case
mean,
of Megan's a different situation because that was more racial. It
right.
was a little different. It wasn't a sex thing. But her deal was 3 years, 69 mil. I
Right. She
mean,
ain't hurting.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just nuts.
as far as money goes, contracts are contracts, and
Right.
once you sign them, both parties have something to lose. So
Right.
they gotta be honored or whatever. But I think the thing that stands out to me is the fact that Google moved on these people. Like, these aren't people that work for the company, and we found out they did something, and now Google is taking action. It's like Google found out, they fired them, gave them whatever little money they owed them, and kind of moved on from it. So they didn't wait to be caught red-handed before they
Right.
actually took action.
The
And I think
point is
that's
that
kind
the
of,
crime has been committed on Google's property or wherever they're supposed to have reported it. If it's
Yeah,
a
I mean,
crime,
you can't say that Google
well,
took action. I mean, they fired
I
the guy.
mean, if unless they
I mean,
can,
that's the action.
unless they got her
Yeah,
to
it's up
say,
to the individual to press charges. Google as a company can't come in and say, like, you need to, put this man in jail because he did this to her. Like, it's up to the individual to press charges. Like, for there to be like police involvement, it'd be up to the individual. But as far as the company goes, like,
but the thing
the
is,
only action they can take is to terminate you.
they said that he was running like a car thing.
Yeah, apparently there's like he was doing a prostitution. I mean, that's why I
Yeah.
said we gotta let it. We gotta kind of let it breathe and see what
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna
could
need some
be.
receipts.
Yeah, this could be. Yeah, this could be real bad for Google, and
Yeah.
also unfortunately Essential and Ruben.
Oh, Essentials
That
already. They was already
they're yeah,
rough.
it's not looking good for Ruby.
Yeah. Well, it's funny,
Yeah,
man,
he
because Google over in the EU, they aren't fond of Google at all.
nah.
Like in Europe, they don't like Google like at
Yeah,
all.
EU is not fond of anybody, but yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
yeah.
Hey,
So
Gadget, I mean not Gadget, but Android, is that your dog tap dancing in the background?
She's eating like a bone or something.
Oh, okay.
Being loud. Yeah, yeah. Now she's eating her little bone. Sorry.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
cool. I thought she was on duty guarding the perimeter of your palatial
Yeah,
estate.
running back and forth on Biscayne Bay and the mansion. Keep trying to keep Casey Neistat from coming up. I'm KBHD trying to swim up to my porch.
Trying to get that photo.
Yeah, trying to get that
I need
selfie.
one of those selfie stud. It's so crispy.
Something's wrong with my Pixel 3 screen, man. Help me out.
Hey, if you guys want to do a 5 question, let me know.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. We fire it off, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for those who don't follow us, we do 5 questions, or we got different little segments, but we're gonna do 5 questions. This little version of 5 questions is more of a word association. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start with Forbes, since he's been kind of quiet. I'm gonna go ahead and get him. Plus, he might like this first question. So here it is. I'm going to mention 5 different phones. Well, I'm going to mention 4 phones. And then you say the first thing that comes in your mind about the phone. Forbes, the first one is the LG V40.
Underrated.
Okay. And if you like to follow up, go right ahead and do that.
Well, you said one word, so underrated.
Well, I'm sorry. And follow up. Give me the follow up.
I mean, I just think it's underrated because nobody knows about it. LG sucks in marketing. YouTubers like Tech Gentleman and BG Tech Life won't try it out. Yeah, I mean, underrated. Let's go. I like this game. This is fun.
Okay. All right, Tech Gentleman, LG V40. What you think about it?
Overpriced.
Ooh, and elaborate on some things. Why?
So the reason why I feel like it's overpriced is because it's 90% of a G7.
Ooh.
And the fact of the matter is, adding a lens on the front and the back doesn't justify a price increase. I think they shot themselves in the foot. The G7 is a great phone. It's got a lot of features, a lot of the same camera functionality, audio functionality that the V40 has, which that was supposed to be exclusive to. But they've just had kind of feature creep where it's all kind of trickled down to the V40, but they aren't really innovating fast enough for that to happen.
Uh-huh.
They aren't making, they aren't taking big enough leaps with the V series
Wow.
to be giving the G series all those features. It isn't big enough difference.
Okay. All right. BG. First thing to come to your mind, LG V40.
Never gonna get it.
What'd you say, BG?
That is a fluke. It's like, it's just, it's just like you said, it's too much of the G7. They just, okay, boom, we're gonna slap an extra camera on it. We just gonna act like our thing is we got 5 cameras. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's like me saying, okay, I got the best car because most cars got 4 wheels. This car has 5 wheels. You know what I mean?
Something nobody ever asked for, huh?
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, if you have 4 good working wheels, I don't even need a 5th wheel. But it's just like, what I mean? I see the functionality in it, but it's like a lot of these companies gotta clean up the basics. My beef with LG has always been build quality, production, like it's like they don't have a good quality control. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just focus on the basics. Do the basics really, really good and then build on it.
Okay. Android stud. Same question, V40. What's first thing pop? Yeah.
For me, interesting.
Okay.
Interesting, and I'll tell you why. I think personally, I've never used the device, so I can't really speak on how good or how it's not good. It is an expensive device. I feel I thought priced a little heavier than I would prefer. I think the V30 was what, $799 when it came out. It was like 800. So to price the V40 at what's the V40? 900, 940, 950 around there.
But B&H, you can get it for $750 unlocked.
Yeah, on B&H they have it for $750. No. But I will say it's interesting. I like the concept of the cameras. I'm pretty much in the minority when it comes to that. Let's not forget that Samsung's also going to have a lot of cameras in their next phone.
Right.
And let's not forget how close the S9 Plus is to the Note 8 and the Note 9, how similar the phones are. That's why they talked all that trash about maybe merging the S lines and the Note lines. I don't know if that's going to happen, but having said that, I think LG does some really good things. The DAC thing, they're probably the best at, but I don't know how relative that is these days with smartphone users. I don't know if somebody's like walking into a store and going, hey man, I need the best phone with the best DAC. I don't know if that happens. It's mostly battery. They're looking for battery or a phone that takes good pictures. That to me, it looks like a good device. I haven't used it. I know the LG cameras are pretty darn good. But you have to be somebody that can work them manually and videos, cameras on the LG phones are really good. Really, really good. I mean, you could, if you're like a photographer or like a YouTube creator, you could really do some crazy stuff with those phones. The G7 was great, but I think it's an interesting device. I would really try. I like to try it. I'm kind of a little jelly watching Forbes videos because I know he has it, and I can't get it because I'm just not in the market of getting that phone right now. But yeah, I would say interesting. I'm not gonna knock the phone because I really haven't. I went into T-Mobile and looked at it, but it's got the magnet hooked up to it. I'm like, I'm out.
Right.
Don't forget that Android stud was very partial to wide angle.
Yeah, the wide angle. No, I'm a sucker for the wide angle. So I love the fact that the V40 has the wide angle on the front and the back. the G7 did
Pause.
not have the wide angle on the front, right?
Nah, just had the standard.
Yeah, that which was a little disappointing when I got the G7. I was like, oh hell no, they don't have selfie wide angle. We got problems. But at least the V40 has it, and now the Pixel has it, and a lot of cameras, the Huawei phones have it. I think a lot of camera companies, I think they watch my video. 386 views.
I think the first thing popping in my mind about the V40 is timing. They have poor. LG has very poor timing. They should have.
I agree with you there.
I think they should have hit you over the head in August.
Yeah,
they got to be first to the party.
They got to be first.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, they had a chance with the Note 7. Remember, they had that little window of opportunity.
They dropped that with the V20 so bad.
Yeah, the V20 was just.
But you know what? But they actually did kind of capitalize on it because I'm one of the people that I ended up with a V20.
Me too.
The crazy thing about the V20 was at first, because you are just so, especially me, like I was so, like depressed about sending my note back that I don't think I could have got any phone and been happy with it at the time. But some months later of having that phone, I really started to take to it and some of the capabilities that it had with it. So around that time, they could have. I think the V30 was definitely. I mean, it was. I guess it wasn't where it was supposed to be. It didn't do what it was supposed to do because the V20 started to get a late in the game, way after it dropped. It started to get some, a little following. If y'all remember.
The reason why I say they dropped the ball with the V20 is because they should have been They should have been stuffing that phone in everybody's face. The second they had to do that mass recall on the Note 7, the V20 should have been everywhere.
Hey, but we
should have been making them videos. I mean, making them commercials. Sad about your Note 7. We got a great.
They should have had an LG store at every airport.
I'm telling you, man. They should have dropped some cash, man.
UI. Yep. Watch this.
On the UI, I don't know if I'm tripping, man, but the messaging reminds me of the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge and the Note 7. And also the dialer.
Watch Big Dog's response.
Were you watching a porno or what?
Classic Leo. Hey, that's great stuff.
Oh man, that's classic.
All right. Let me start with Tech Gentleman. This one is right up your alley.
All right.
First thought when you say the Note 9, what's the first thing coming in your mind?
Refinement. I think they refined the Note 8. I think they listen, and it's obvious to complaints that people had. Note 8 battery life was high for a regular person. For me, it was bad. Right. Like I said, I was on the charger by 11, 12 o'clock just because of my lifestyle. What I do. Don't judge me. They moved the fingerprint sensor. For me personally, I like the old one, like the old plates, just because I'm right-handed and I have larger hands. It felt good to me. But I know that the majority, I know that was a big complaint a lot of people had. There were a lot of people that were complaining about the placement. They listened to that. They got it done. And it's got, the base storage 128 gigs.
Shut up.
They kept the headphone jack. They kept the SD card expansion. They didn't add a notch. I think that they basically refined everything from the Note 8 to the Note 9.
BG, what about you, sir?
Note 9?
Note 9.
And the funny thing, damn, I'm sitting here looking at my Note 9 like, what I'm going to say?
Like, what can I say about you, kid?
Like, man, did you say refinement, Tech Gentleman?
Yeah, I said refinement, man.
So it's like, I don't know, it's like, I'm just legendary, epic, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Hey, go full fanboy, man. Talk your shit.
I mean, what you gotta really look at is, okay, we haven't had this type of excitement behind a Note. The Note 9 is everything the Note should be. The Note 9 has a big battery. It has unlimited memory. It has great S Pen functionality. It has enough gigabytes to run like it needs to run. It has really good. It is a great camera, great video camera. The only place is a little soft is the selfie camera, but it's better than the Note 8. I mean, it's just everything a Note's supposed to be. I mean, the Note 5, the Note 4 was like one of the ultimate Notes when it came out. The Note 5 failed when they didn't have an SD card. We went to the Note 7. You already know what happened with that.
Come on.
Then the Note 8 came back out right behind it, but it was the battery life was weak. The cameras were weak. They were, I mean, they were decent, but they weren't where you wanted to be as far where you wanted Samsung to be compared to some of the other companies that were out here. But the Note 9 is everything that it should. It is hitting on all categories. So, I mean, that's how I look at it.
Okay, Stud. What about you, sir?
The Note 9.
Even though if you don't have it or not, what's your first thoughts?
Well, I do have it.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the pink one.
Yeah, I got the pink one with the camo skin. Yeah. You know, I will have to say it is the reserve my judgment on it because I don't have the Pixel 3. But I will say it is the most premium smartphone right now.
Whoa.
It is.
Hold on.
When it comes over there, when it comes to smartphones, it's the Victoria's Secret, man. It's sexy. It's just man. It's even like Tech and BG. Look at your screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have a phone with a notch, but look at your screen on the Note 9 and just look at the symmetry. It's like it's just beautiful, man. It's just, and then you look at the phone with the notch, you're like, okay, the notch is big on the top and the bottom is not. But the Note 9, you look at the bezels are perfectly even. The screen is.
Somebody recording this, right?
Look, so last year when the G6 came out, I posted. I put a post on Instagram. I took a picture of the curves on the screen of the G6 and the curves of the S8. The ones on the S8, the curve of the screen matches the curve of the phone. You don't even notice it until you look at something like the G6, where the curve of the screen is different than the curve of the phone. It just looks weird. It's like, why? Like y'all got a curve of the screen anyway. Why not make it match?
All right.
Yeah, they talked
just
about
don't care, man. It's like
they talked about that curve.
It's the little stuff. Like even holding this phone compared to the Note 8. I think a lot of people, by the time this phone came out, they had already gotten rid of the Note 8. But I had the Note 8 and the Note 9 in my hand, and it feels different. Like it feels like, when I say refinement, like it's just, this feels like a more premium device.
Yeah, and the battery is improved. Like it's a lot better than battery.
Is over.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, Forbes. You get your turn. All right. Let me go ahead and go to Forbes. Come on, Forbes.
Go ahead. Go reverse hand, Forbes. Go reverse hand. Go ahead.
Tell me your mind about Note 9. Let's hit a ring. What gets Forbes grind?
Overpriced.
Years.
Soft and just a crap phone. And second, I'm gonna say second place. That's the first word that comes to me. Buy the V4.
Are you like Gadget Beard, S9 with a pen?
Yeah, exactly. S9 with a pen. Nah, seriously, the Note 9 is a great phone. It's a great phone. Now, one word that describes my Note 9. Better than any other Note that came out since the Note 4 Edge.
Yeah, that phone was cool.
Maybe. I mean, because the Note 5 was okay. Note 7 I skipped. Well, I didn't catch fire, so Note 8 was okay. I like the Note 9, to be honest. But I want a fanboy like BG over here.
Nah, I mean, y'all right though. Ever since the Note 4, every Note has had weak battery life. Since the Note 4.
That's true.
Because the Note 5, they put the little one in there. It wasn't removable no more. Note 7, blow upsuated. Note 8 had a little battery. We finally getting back to a real, phone where you don't have to be scared. Yeah, man, it's something you pull out. That's why I say, like, I need a second phone that has a good camera because this phone has got to be in my hand. Like it's got to be in my pocket. I need to be able to pull it out, do whatever I'm gonna do. It don't even matter.
That's how I look at all the my note is the phone that I do everything on. Like basically, like if I could like when I got really sit down and have time to really like mess with my phone, I'm on my note because it's just the phone that I'm going to shoot videos with. If it's not about the note, it's the phone I like to watch content on. It's the phone I mean, it's just it's the all around, get her done.
Yeah, I mean,
About people who
I like
complain
it.
about a note though, they complain about, well, I don't use the S Pen enough. But at the same time, the S Pen is there. It's a feature.
Right.
You shouldn't try to make yourself use a feature on your phone. A feature is just like the word. It's not an essential. It's a feature. It's something that's there for you to use at your convenience.
Yeah, but if you don't use the S Pen, just get your S9 Plus then.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's true. But I'm just saying.
Well, that used to be the case though. That you
Right.
would get the S series if you didn't use the S Pen, but now you'll be sacrificing better battery life, bigger screen. Like there will be sacrifices made. Like
Right.
the fact you use the S Pen to take a selfie now, like
Right.
that's a big deal.
I didn't think I
That's a
need
more
that until I had some. I didn't think I need that until I had some friends come in from out of town, and we were just sitting around the house, and all four of us wanted to take a picture together.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to hold the camera. Everybody wanted to be in picture because we ain't seen each other in a long time. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot my S Pen. My S Pen can take the picture. So I put the phone up, took the picture, and it worked out.
Yep. Like even if you don't take selfies, it's like the time that you need it. It's obvious that it's on a different level than other phones. You ain't gotta do no weird stuff. You ain't gotta close your hand. You ain't gotta yell at the phone.
Anybody got yell cheat?
Yeah, like the second day I had the note.
But if you're not using the S Pen, then what does it matter though? You're not getting that benefit. So
listen, but
why not
Batman had a utility belt, right? And he had many gadgets on his utility belt. Now, not for anything. It's probably a couple gadgets he never used on his utility belt. But he kept those gadgets on his utility belt because it was a certain comfort he was afforded knowing that he could pull those gadgets out if he needed it.
For whatever situation he was in.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Like on the old 60s when him and Robin had the bulletproof long johns on.
I'll say this.
You can try and say, hey Google, take a selfie. Oh, I probably just took off. Oh, never mind. Don't do that, Google.
Man, you didn't.
So if you're in a place where you can't yell or you can't talk, like I was at a concert and we want to take a selfie, hollering at your phone ain't gonna work. That's right. It's gonna be unreliable. People are gonna be like, people just gonna look at you weird. Don't nobody do that.
Right. You could be like, hey Google. You being a smart.
Exactly.
Right. That's how I be with my Google Home Mini, right? Because it's like over on the desk. So I can't really sometimes it doesn't hear me when I'm trying to set my alarm at night. So I'm like, hey Google, like I'm changing the tone of my voice. Hey Google, trying to yell at it at a different angle, like try to stick my head off the side of the bed. Hey Google, like you know what I'm saying? Like if I was out in public doing that, I probably would look a little, little slow. But what's going on? We got Miguel in the building, Big Man's Tech. What's up, man?
Taking the building. What it do, man?
All right, y'all. Well, let me get to the next one then. Let's say the iPhone XS Max BG. First thing pop in your head.
The
when you hear that phone.
The ultimate.
Ultimate. Okay.
Yeah. Ultimate iPhone. I mean, it's the biggest iPhone. Actually, the size has added. I thought that the device was going to be bigger than what it was when I bought it. Like the footprint in hand, I thought it was going to feel just ridiculously big, but it doesn't. And there's just a lot of screen packed into a nice footprint, and it make the usability of the phone go up. Even though I liked having the small the first iPhone X. I liked it kind of small because it was a one-hander, but I go to my iPhone to do more things now. I'm more intrigued for some reason with this iPhone XS Max than I was with any iPhone that I've had previously.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna be funny because Android still is anti-iPhone, so it's gonna be real good.
Oh, I have to say, one word, enemy.
Ooh, the enemy.
No, but serious talk. The 10s Max, right? You're talking about that one. I would say more out of character. When I think of an iPhone, I think of a smaller phone, very reliable, consistent, dependable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think like them going to like that all screen display is it's not an iPhone, you know, to me, you know. When I think of an iPhone, I think of a home button and bezels and I don't know. I just think they try too hard. They try to be like Samsung. Try to
Whoa,
be like an
calm
they
down.
try to be
Not
yeah, they
everybody
try to
trying
be
to be like Samsung.
yeah, they try to be like an Android. They threw the notch up there to try to make it look like they got, you know, upside down mustache.
Ah,
Um, but I don't know. It seems to me like that screen. It just I don't know if they with the iOS if it's like I like the 10s a little better because I think it's more. I just think that screen is the bigger screen. It just doesn't work with that iOS for me. It doesn't seem like it's incomplete. You know, I mean, it's bad enough like BG said the 10X Max or 10X last year was a project, you know,
mhm.
and I think they missed. I think they missed an opportunity being their 10th anniversary. I think they should have hit it at the park the way Samsung's going to do it next year with the S10.
Well,
They
the S
kind of just
normally don't go for the fences.
yeah, and I just think they kind of half-assed it.
Okay.
Pardon my French. Last year, and I think this one with the bigger display. I think they just tried to please people too much. I think they should just Apple should just stick to what they do best, you know, and that's the ecosystem and that kind of thing.
All right. What about you, Forbes?
Man, I had a word, but I totally forgot. Uh, iPhone 10X Max.
You gotta keep your pen and pad by you. Write it down.
I know, right? I'm gonna be like BG and just say Ultimate iPhone.
Hey, if you had a note, you could have wrote it down. But
I do have a note. I actually have an LG. I can write it down too.
oh, okay.
Oh no,
Yeah.
ain't nobody using that, cause
Nobody named gentleman maybe, but you know, trust me, I got V40 fans out there. But yeah, I'm gonna just say iPhone. I mean, it's their best phone, I guess. I don't know.
Consistent. All right. All right. I'll let you off the hook with that one then. All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Tech Gentleman? I know you don't own or even participate in that ecosystem, but what do you think when you hear that about that name?
finally, I
Ooh.
say that because they finally made a phone with an actual big screen.
Oh, okay.
Like they came out with the Plus series, and it's supposed to be their big screen, but they hit us with the same Plus model for like 4 years in a row.
Okay.
So 5.5 inches, especially in the world of Android, that got small real fast. And they, you know, they came out, and as far as screen size, I think they, you know, swung for the fences.
Okay.
You know, technically it's got a 6.5 inch screen. You know, as far as usable real estate after the notch, you know, that's debatable, but you know, I put some respect on it. I don't know, like the only thing I could have wished for would have been, you know, better big screen software, you know, multitasking,
Right.
that kind of stuff. But you know, that's what a lot of people been wanting from iPhones is a real big screen. So
Right.
finally.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna cut it a little short. I'm gonna ask this last question. This is more of a pop culture kind of question, like kind of similar when I did the comedians joint. What is the best sports car At first I was going to say that you remember growing up, but I'm going to just say what's the hottest sports car? If you should I keep it under a certain price? Under 50? Should I keep it under a certain price?
No,
don't do that,
man.
man.
All right.
Nah, man, these guys in this chat and these guys on this panel, we got a lot of money, bro. So
my
they
bad.
don't even know nothing about cheap cars.
My bad.
Yeah, put some respect on the pockets, man.
All right, my
man.
bad.
Just
I
all
was
the
gonna make it
YouTube money,
harder to
man.
make you think, but hey, go ahead and let me start with you, Tech. You seem like you already got your answer, Eric. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. So for me, the ultimate sports car is going to be the all electric Porsche.
Ooh.
The best of both worlds because it's actually a hybrid. So you got you got electric engines or electric motors on all four wheels, but then it's kind of supplemented by a little small internal combustion engine, and it's beating up the track, man.
Okay.
And I'm liking the Porsche design too.
Okay, we got Bugatti from Gadget Beard. Feel free to drop your favorite sports car in the chat. BG, what you got, man?
Man, me myself, I'm gonna need that CO63 AMG.
You want all V12, huh?
Yeah, I need all 12. And it's probably not even a new one because the new one's not even coming with the V12 bi turbo motor. So I want a year with.
Yeah.
I always wanted the V12 Benz, and it's just a brolic car. I'm a big dude, so if I do a coupe, it's gotta be a big coupe. You know what I mean? I still gotta look good in it. You feel me? So, and that's
my
definitely
favorite coupe, man.
That's feasible. You know what I mean? Now I might not get it new, but if I look at 2008, I can acquire that. You know what I'm saying? My money is just long enough to get that.
Hey, for real, that's my favorite coupe, man. Like I watch videos on that. Like they go to a whole lot of crazy detail. That's the pinnacle of Mercedes craftsmanship.
You're right. And I like that AMG, that performance, that bi-turbo. I need all that. I always like the big luxury car that could move. I like big cars that move. I'm a big guy. I move out. I need a big car that moves out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, BG. What about you? Somebody said a minivan.
Give me Forza's minivan.
The Chrysler Pacifica. No.
The 500 horsepower Honda Odyssey.
That's what I was going to say, man. I was going to say, just give me an Odyssey.
Oh man.
Give me my Dodge Chrysler, dude. Dodge Grand Caravan 2019. I'm good to go.
Oh my.
I mean, the only car I think about and ever wanted was a Ford Mustang. I know it's not the best of the best, but
oh man, you go ahead and get you that Shelby one, that 750 horsepower Shelby.
Yeah,
swing for the fences, man. Whatever you're getting.
But I know BG said don't put a limit on it, but he says his pockets are big. I'm driving a goddamn minivan, BG. My pockets are very slim.
What about you, Stud, man?
I'll probably go with the Porsche Carrera. Ooh. That's my favorite.
The GT or just the regular?
Nah, the regular.
Okay, classic.
I'm feeling the classic 850 myself. Yeah. BMW 850.
850.
The electric.
Oh yeah,
there's some nice BMWs.
Yeah.
I just can't do BMW because everybody that I know, no, even the big BMWs. Well, I mean, I'm sure not the no BMWs, but like the 7 Series and stuff like that. A lot of folks that I know personally bought those things, and the head gaskets blow on them like they're Ford.
Yeah.
And they got crazy electrical problems.
Yeah, they're not designed to last a long time. They're designed to give you a certain amount of performance while they work.
Right.
It's up to you to keep it working.
Right.
But I like
reliability.
I like the Porsches too because what movie was really like I really like the Porsche in the movie because the way they were driving that motherfucker. The first Bad Boys. when it was at the airport. Oh my goodness, that scene.
Yeah, that made the Porsche look like it was the end all be all. Cause
yeah,
you put that pedal down, it was moving.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I like that.
But let's run over the stream real quick. Anybody see? We got some 911 Porsche 911. What did Ishmael say? A Pangani
Zonda.
Oh, Pagani Zonda. Lord.
Oh yeah.
Orlando Caprice Classic.
Okay.
Jaguar.
Hey, respect.
Oh, nice.
A Jaguar, a Saab. Jaguar's nice. Ooh.
Yeah, them new Jags
like
is tough, man.
Cars with big blocks and cams and shit. They hot like that Ford GT that look like a
like that's a supercar, ain't it?
Yeah, man. That GT between the GT and that doggone Godzilla, man.
Yeah.
That Nissan GTR. They represent for them V6s, cuz.
Just give me a Pinto.
Oh, they put like 1,000 horsepower in the GTRs, man.
Yeah, man. They making them things boogie. With
Don't
V6.
worry. Y'all should see what I'm doing to the minivan. Dropping some 22s on it.
Oh, you're gonna be
then you're gonna need a transmission.
Exactly. You're gonna tear all that up.
You know? Wash the engine on, put on there. Minivan's gonna be the bomb, dude. Just wait. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. We've been up at 2 hours mark. Doing good. I think we had a fun time though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Go ahead, BG. This your show, man. Get ready to close us out, man.
All right, well, man, I appreciate everybody that came out to hang out with us. Appreciate everybody on the panel and in the chat. Please don't play no music while I'm talking. But you guys, y'all can go ahead. We're gonna do the outros in this order. It'll be Leo, then it'll be Tech Gentleman, then it'll be Forbes, then it'll be Rob.
Go ahead, Leo.
All right, man. Yeah, you guys can catch me on YouTube, Android Stud, one big word. I'm going to be dropping a full house review of the Pocophone tomorrow morning, so make sure you guys check that out. It'll be dropping probably around 8 o'clock, and I got my editors working on it right now. So, and
got a team over there already.
Yeah, man. I got the boys in there doing their thing. And yeah, you guys also catch me on Twitter. I'm always posting pictures, tech news, and also on Instagram. That's it, man. I appreciate you guys having me on Team 100. Love you guys.
All right. So I'm the Tech Gentleman. You can find me on YouTube at the Tech Gentleman. You can find me on Instagram at the Tech Gentleman and on Twitter at @the_tech. Usually trying to keep up with the tech news on there, posting stuff. Some stuff that's not tech related, video game stuff, just all around cool stuff, man. Videos I got coming up, definitely gonna be some more Note 9 stuff, some more Tab S4 stuff as well. Yeah, check me out.
Okay, everyone, this is Joseph from Forbes Tech Reviews. I don't sound as good as Mr. Eric Kelly does, but you can follow me on Twitter at Forbes Reviews and on YouTube at Forbes Tech Reviews. I'm on Instagram once in a while, liking people's posts, but I need to post more on social media. Stay tuned to the channel. I will have some more coverage on the V40 and the iPhone XR. And I think we got a super chat YS with $1. I don't think he's on his iPhone, or no? Does he have an iPhone?
No, he probably did $1.
he probably on the Mi 8. I know he was saying he was loving it.
He's probably on the Mi 8. And it's been fun, y'all. I'm gonna pass it over to Rob.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming into the stream. You can find me on YouTube at RP3 Tech Reviews. You can also find me on Instagram at RP3_Tech Reviews and on Twitter at RP3 Tech. Again, thanks to all the guys, all the regulars, everybody who showed up. And I'm going to kick it over to BG.
All right, guys. Again, I'm BG Tech Life. We're on my channel, so if you're not subscribed, go ahead and get subscribed. I thank you for hanging out with us. I thank all the fellas, all the members of Team 100. man. Good time, good chat, great fun. Everybody enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. Shabbat BG, one member of Team 100, and we out. See y'all another
shout out to
Friday.
Phone Tech at work. Alan
Peace.
working late night shift. Shout out.
Shout out to Phone Tech at work. Shout out to everybody out there in YouTube Nation. I'm out.
Peace.
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 Deuces.